Look where we are today. It's gonna be awesome. Let's do it. All right, today we're doing how to pick the right wedge for your shot. And we're at a pretty cool facility today. My good friend, your good friends at Titleist have given me free run of the place for the day. So I got a whole bunch of videos. And this one is going to be great because I've gotten a lot of requests for this type of video. Anyways, please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also hit that bell so you don't miss any of the tips, drills, or product reviews that we have coming out. Oh boy, this is gonna be great. Let's jump on it right now. Okay, so what do you do? Now, let's say you have 52. I have 52 and 66 yards for these two shots I have. What do you pick? What club do you pick? Do you just go with your most lofted? Do you pick something different? Like, how do you decide when you have a short shot, a medium shot, front pin, and a back pin? That's what we have facing us right here, right now. Now, if I have 100 yards or so, I mean, that's pretty, 100 yards and beyond, it's usually a full swing or almost a full swing. So those are like easier to choose, but it's those in-between yards. What do you do? I think we're making a lot of common mistakes that can save us. If we choose the right option, we can save a lot of strokes. So let's figure this out right now. Okay, 52 yards. We're starting with the 60-degree SM8 Vokey wedge, K grind, and 14 degrees of bounce. Pretty standard, let's say, lob wedge that you would have in your bag. 52 yards. Let's see. I'm gonna give it my best. Let's see how she performs. I didn't do that on purpose. Okay, so what happened here is normally, you're used to a full swing. So I have to adjust this a lot in order to get the right feel. And I went long on all of those. One I hit pretty thin. And so it just doesn't, for me, it's not feeling that comfortable, just those few shots. So let's go to the next club, which is gonna be the 56-degree S grind. So it's got a little grind up the heel and the toe, and my recommendation is always to mix up your grinds in your wedge set. So if you have a big full sole, you might want to have some heel and toe grind off on the next one, and just kind of have a little bit different each time so that you always have something to work with. The K grind is good for the wide sole 60, so that might be something you want to stick with, but great for the sand. But when you're off the fairway, going to a tricky pin might not be the best solution for you. So now we're going 10 degrees of bounce, a little bit less bounce, 56 degree, pretty standard again in terms of your gapping, and S grind. So it's slightly different. Now I got to take a little bit more off the swing, but maybe it'll turn more into like a long pitch or something. Let's see. Okay, just those 4 shots. I had 2 were really good. One was a little pretty good, and one wasn't that great. And so it's a shorter swing, more control with this. Really felt good. Let's go even less loft and see what kind of performance we get with that option. So again, keeping our gapping at 4 degrees, meaning we went 60, 56, now we'll go 52. This is an 8 degree, so a little less bounce than the previous one. F grind. So as I get closer to my normal set, so this would be gap wedge, and I would go into, let's say, my pitching wedge, I want more of a similar sole grind that matches my set of irons, which would be the F grind, so full sole. So I don't know, for me, personal preference, when I go to the gap wedge, I like the F grind. So, and I like to get a little less bounce. So this 8, you get in your real clubs, it's like 8 to 10. So here we go, gap wedge, tricky distance, not one I really want to leave myself. Let's see what happens. All right, not bad, not a bad choice, 52. For me, I feel like if there's nothing, or there's a hard, fairway or something leading up to the green, I'd probably go with this and balance it up there. But if there's a little bit of rough or something that might grab it, then I probably wouldn't use this. For me, it definitely seemed like that 56 was the best option. So what I want you to do is practice different shots to find out what the best option for you with this particular distance is, because it's not always going to be your most lofted club. It's 52. Now let's go a little bit longer, 66, pins in the back. What do you do here? The answer might surprise you. Let's figure that out. Okay, now we're a little bit farther, 66 yards, pins in the back of the green. So very similar to what you might see on the golf course. What would you do? Now for me, that yardage is very close to what like a perfect, I say 3/4 60-degree wedge would be. So let's see what happens when you do that, because it's more of a fuller swing. Not quite, but I like that number. Let's check it out. Okay, not bad. My distance control was pretty much spot on with that. That's what I like on these types of shots. Flew it pretty much to the hole, stopped right there, 60 degree. Conventional thinking would be like, oh, let's run it in lower, which you can do. But let's see if that performs better for me. We'll find out. Next club. Okay, we're going back to the 56. Now we got to dial in. My fear is this swing is very similar to that second swing, or my 60 degree wedge shot on that first flag. That's kind of how I have to dial it back to that. And I was kind of uncomfortable in that zone, but let's see, now that the pin's in a different position, what happens. Not horrible, but my concern was correct in the fact that I feel like I have to slow the club down a little too much through impact, and it causes me to be more inconsistent with my release point. So I'm looking for the one where I have the right rhythm for me, the right tempo, to get the most consistent result. Let's go to the third option. All right, so now we're at that 52. Now, this for a back pin, in my mind, I think, hey, this is something I like. So let's check it out. Nice, smooth, everything good. Here we go. All right, so for this second awkward distance, the winner for me is either the 60, which was really pretty spot on in terms of my distance, the swing I like, the distance of the swing I like, and the results I like. This I liked a lot too. It was just, it's gonna take a little more practice to dial in and get a good feel for where I want the ball to land and understanding the release of where this is gonna go. But this went incredibly straight. So, that's good to know. Come on. Okay, so if you can see those are my 56s right to this short flag. I like those. I mean, I could make 2 out of 3 of those, probably 3 out of 3, you know, if I'm putting well that day. So that's a really good option Don't just grab your most lofted club at the shortest flag. And don't always grab your least lofted for a little bit farther flag. It's all about your rhythm, tempo, and timing and your comfort level in the shot. But what I want you to do is I want you to do the same type of testing on your own so you know what to do. Because this is my 60 here on the far flag. That's my 60. I think that one's my 60. And then the others, you know, they just ran off a little bit. These are okay. So it's not always about what you think it's about. You should write that down. You've got to test it out to see what's going to perform best for you. So do some testing, and then you'll learn, like, oh, hey, I'm good at that distance with this club. Never even knew it. Might be a pitching wedge, might be a 9 or 8 iron. Just really depends on what swing you're comfortable with. So test it out so you know for sure. Make sure your gapping is good. Make sure you've got the right bounces and grinds that are going to perform best for you and the conditions you're working with. It's a little testing video, how to pick the right one, something you can do to figure it out so you are dialed in. We're here for you. Hope you liked the video. Please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Love you guys. See you real soon.